Well, like a poorly produced movie, some Yoruba nation agitators wielding guns and wearing military camouflage attempted to breach security at the Oyo State House of Assembly and the Governor's office in Ibadan. The State Police Commissioner, Abiola Hamzat, described the invasion as a treasonable felony and terrorism pledging sanctions. Meanwhile, the police have launched a manhunt for Dupe Onitiri Abiola, suspected of sponsoring the invasion of the Oyo State Government Secretariat by the agitators. Onitiri Abiola, widow of the late Chief MKO Abiola, claimed responsibility for the violence in a viral video. But first, let's share the story of the arrest of the agitators by TVC News Olaide Oyewole with you.
It's 3 days after suspected members of the Yoruba Nation secession group invaded the Oyo State Secretariat in Agodi. They attempted to seize power from the government after hoisting their flag. After engaging in a gun battle with security personnel, the suspects were arrested and are now being paraded by the police and are to face prosecution for their actions. The Commissioner of Police described the act as criminal and unpatriotic and assured residents of Oyo the police's unwavering commitment to protecting their lives and property.
While declaring this act as criminal, unpatriotic, and a clear case of treasonable felony and terrorism to be met with adequate sanctions through purposeful prosecutions, the command reassures the good people of Oyo State that it remains solidly unwavering to the protection of their lives and property as constitutionally required by the laws of the land.
He asked parents to prevail on their children against being used as agents to cause chaos in the state.
As a parent, I enjoy other parents, guardians, and leaders in every sphere of political, religious, and social influence to prevail on their children, words, protests, and followers against being used by unpatriotic individuals to promote anarchy in the state and by extension, the nation.
Alabi Ogundeji, one of the suspects, is a teacher at the Federal Government College, Oyo. For him, there is no going back in the attainment of their independence, as they have the backing of the appropriate international bodies.
We are indigenous people of Yoruba. We are in Yoruba land, and that is why we have done that. And we have done all the legal activities and procedures that need to be done.
So who granted you the sovereignty?
The United Nations, of course, and the Charter of the United Nations, the African Union, the ECOWAS Court, and EU.
Are there documents to support all
Yes,
this?
we have all documents.
This 75-year-old and his daughter said they were introduced to the group with promises of a better life after achieving their so-called independence. Items recovered from the suspects include guns, live cartridges, cutlasses, paraphernalia of various offices with Yoruba Nation inscriptions, among others. Olaide Oyewole, TVC News, Ibadan.
BKO, you described it a joke taken too far, because I just can't even imagine it, seeing the suspects, even saying that they wouldn't even go back on their so-called agenda.
It's better Yoruba governors, Southwest governors, the armed forces do their best to nip this thing in the bud, because this thing is like it's like a drug. Once you are hooked on it, you don't want to give it up. People have been brainwashed that, look, having the Yoruba Nation will guarantee prosperity and better living standards. But there's no such guarantee. Even if you are all of the same tribe, the same religion, it is no guarantee that you won't fight one another. Look at Somalia.
Not even going for Sudan.
No, Sudan. I can't use Sudan. Somalia is the same language is the same religion for everybody. They are one people. Yet they've been fighting one another for more than 20 years. One people. You know, many countries of the world you are divided by ethnicity, religion, and all that. It's one religion. It's not a place where you can say, Christians, everyone, this percent. They are wholly Muslim. Muslims. The same people, speaking the same language. But it's not a guarantee that there will be peace. It's not a guarantee of unity. It's not a guarantee of prosperity. So people should have faith in Nigeria. I believe in Nigeria. I believe that Nigeria will get better. Yes, there are things that we need to talk about.
Right.
Yes, there is a need to restructure our country. Some steps along that line are being taken. They may not call it restructuring, for example, but it's part of what people have been fighting for.
Right.
For states to be able to generate their electricity, for example, it's part of restructuring. If we start state police now, it's part of restructuring. It was part of the demands that people made.
So the process has begun.
Yes. They may not announce it, restructuring has begun, but it's taking place.
Right.
Even in the north, where they oppose restructuring, are they not talking about state police now? Nearly all the northwest states have their own security outfit now. You know, they may not have the weapons to confront the bad boys.
Right.
But they have everybody is thinking along that line. They know that this federal central policing system cannot deliver the goods.
Absolutely.
I don't understand why our people look at even Sunday Igboho and the prof who made so much noise, a lot of wahala about this agitation. They disowned these people. They've disowned them. Now they have uniform, they have weapons. You can't take up arms against your state, your country. And you can't defeat the state. So if you take up arms against your state, you have created the basis for the armed forces to come after you. Because America, as big as it is, bigger than West Africa, you cannot get up as a state in America. No matter how far-flung you are, even Alaska, they can't get up today. Alaska that they bought from Russia, they cannot get up today and say they want to get out of the Union. They'll be resisted. They'll be resisted. I know that. You say you want to get out of the American Union, you will be resisted. So people take up arms against our nation, whatever their eyes see, they should be prepared for it, because there is no way that they won't be resisted. You can see with Nnamdi Kanu, if they handle these guys with kid gloves, people will say, oh, when it was Nnamdi Kanu, this was what you did. So I agree that what they've done amounts to terrorism.
Absolutely.
Especially now that weapons have been found in their hands.
Paul, we also understand from the police that someone has been named to sponsor these agitators, known as Dupe Onitiri Abiola, who is alleged to be the wife of former of MKO Abiola.
Yeah, she was.
And even though she has been disassociated, or rather some people have denounced her, will I say, her claim as one of the wives of the late MKO Abiola. What do you make of this, you know?
Honestly, it's very depressing that somebody associated with the name of a hero of democracy, someone that a holiday, a public holiday in Nigeria is declared for, would be the one that is also connected with this kind of thing. Abiola is well respected in this country and will forever be respected. And this woman is bringing shame to the name, you know, by doing all of this. But that said, I think I will take it from where MKO stopped regarding kid gloves. See, anybody, whether the name is Onitiri Abiola or the name is even Jesus, should be dealt with. See, Boko Haram started like this.
Yes.
You know, and then we were sleeping, we were caught napping,
right,
until it became
into a problem.
Yes, it's serious. Yes. Now, God forbid, we are not through. We are not through with dealing with Boko Haram yet, though we have made significant progress. We are not through with dealing with banditry yet. God forbid that this kind of thing erupts and becomes bigger in the southwest. Now, we have to know, how did these people get these weapons? You heard them, they confessed, they said that they have sponsors. How did these weapons come in? What routes? Through which routes were the weapons transported to the country?
Right.
So we must identify these people. And we must, not just this ragtag, it's not enough to attempt, these people are looking so unkempt, and it's not enough to arrest them.
Just to go deeper.
It's to go deep. Of course, let them be thoroughly probed. Let them sing like canary. Let them give us the names of their sponsors. Let us go after their sponsors so that we can nip this in the bud on time. We cannot afford that any part of Nigeria, or if Southwest for that matter, you know, become hijacked. Yes, we actually have enough problems. We just talk about some problems now. We cannot add this to the problems we have in this country.
Absolutely.
So please, we cannot treat them with a kid glove. Let's go after them and let's stop this trash, this rubbish.
Final words, MKO, before we move on to our next discussion.
Yes, you can't take up arms against your state. Armed struggle against the Nigerian state cannot be tolerated. It's unconstitutional, and coming up with insignia and other paraphernalia of the Yoruba nation is
uncalled for.
Is provocative. Provocative because we have laws that govern our country. They are looking for trouble. They are looking for trouble, and I think that government has to be very careful in the way it handles this matter. If they handle it with kid gloves, it may become something that they can't control.
Hopefully we'll.
Just as we saw Boko Haram. Boko Haram actually began in 2003, but their first attempt at killing people was in 2009. If we had nipped it in the bud
at the time,
when they were freeing people from prisons in Bauchi, Madura, if we had nipped Boko Haram in the bud then, it will not have developed into the monster that it is today. That even the bandits have received inspiration from Boko Haram. Because the kidnapping of school children in large numbers, it was Boko Haram that started it.
Right.
Today, bandits have
taken over
and turned it to their own means of making money.
Well, let's hope that this
Esther, please, if you just permit me, a friend of mine just sent me a message and I said, so Yoruba nation want their government. No, majority of us Yoruba don't want a separate government. Those ones are just very few.
They don't represent us.
They don't represent us.
Right.
And it needs to be said.
All right, point taken there.